Hey, what's up guys? It's DJ. Welcome back to GoHam Gear. Today is part 1 of the new PC build. We have the case right here. Now there are a few pieces that we are missing for this case. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to put in the front fans, at least not yet. But there is one front fan that is in our way. So we need to go grab it, bring it out, and put it somewhere else, because this is not where I want it to be. So let's open up the case and let's have some fun. All right, so we got the case in front of us. Let's get this thing off. I know you guys can see like my kitchen light and the camera and the microphone above us. Don't worry, we'll get this panel off of here and you're not gonna be able to see anything. So we have the rear screws off. Now all we have to do is pull this panel off. Boom, there you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. So in here, what we've got is we have a rear fan that we're actually gonna pull off because I'm gonna put this somewhere else. And then on the front, we have one single fan up here. Now, one is better than none. However, as you may know, that's not good. That's a terrible view right there. I gotta get this front panel off. I broke it earlier. Broke it again. We're gonna put this away for now because I don't need that. So, put this down. Here's what we have. Let's get this fan out and let's get this front fan off as well. I got a couple different screwdrivers here. We need to find out what's gonna be the best one. So, let's take a look. I think the larger of the two is going to be perfect. If only we could like bump this thing up. Can we do this? Can we make this happen? That is like really on there and it is balancing on the front. You know what? I'm not a professional. Heads up for anybody who's like, DJ, you know everything about doing the computer stuff. No, it don't. I just know how to make what I need to work. And that is all you need to worry about. Actually, let's move this over here. Yeah. So let's pull this off of here. But yes, I think it is it is a little early, but we should make the disclaimer now that I am not a professional PC builder. I like to have fun. I like to build computers. I wish I could build more. Can't afford it. I don't think anybody can, not in today's world anyway. But this computer is going to be very beneficial. As a matter of fact, it's going to be so beneficial that I already needed a new computer today. Why? Well, I was streaming with channel members on this computer that we've got now. You might be able to see it. Got a little baby laptop over here. Big problem there. It overheated. I was trying to stream and record at the same time. It didn't like it very much and overheated and shut down. Trucker Matsy's probably gonna tell me I need a cooling pad. Trucker Matsy, you know I've got a cooling pad. Hey, you know I love you, bro. All right, one fan down. One to go, and this one is the one on the front. This will be easy to get off. As a matter of fact, we can get to this just from the inside right here. So let's get this off. All right, we got it off here, but it is caught on something. See if I can give it a little pull here. Got it. So we have not one, two fans here. These are a little bit different. I'm looking at these right now going, well, that's not gonna work out too well, is it? Let's see. I do have a fan here, but these are, none of these are the same. None of these fans are the same. Let's get this off of here so you can see this. All right, so look at this. We've got 3 fans that are not completely different, but different enough to where we're gonna have to actually order some. So here's your first one right here. Not bad, but this isn't gonna work very well for what we want it to do. This seems to be, well, this seems to be more of like maybe a speed fan. This seems more of like a air pressure fan. Could have those backwards, could be. This one, though it's running smooth, is very nice. I could actually look at the back of these and maybe order a couple extra ones of these, quite possibly. And then this is the fan that I had from an old computer. And this is like the best of both worlds. It has got your speed, it's got everything, but I think we're gonna have to make a few investments. So let me look around, see what I can buy, because this video just got a whole lot more difficult to make. So here's what we've decided to do. We are gonna be installing these case fans today because these are all 120 millimeter fans and they're gonna be really easy to install, plus RGB, all the goodies. Well, what I've done is I've ordered a single 360 millimeter fan. It's 3 fans, but it's one housing. It looks exactly like this. Check this out. Boop. It looks just like this, except it's not 3 fans. It's just one, and they're all square housing because it's the same as these right here. It's just a 360 instead of 3 120s. So let's put them in the new case. How about that? First, let's get this unboxed. I have go ahead and cut the tape ahead of time. Let's go ahead and open this up. So this is going to be 2 on the top and 1 on the very back. They're all gonna match. It'll be perfect. I was trying to get away from RGB if I could, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to get away from RGB at all. I wonder what's in here. We'll find out. Probably a bunch of goodies. And then should have 3 beautiful fans right here. 1, 2, and come on, 3. So one of the things that this is really cool about, put all that back away, is our connections right here. They basically have RGB pass-through, meaning you only need 1 RGB header to run all of these, which is kind of neat. The only unfortunate part is all of the fans are on a different header. Now that's not a big problem because our motherboard has all of the stuff that we could need with this. So that's okay with me. Plus we have all 3 of our fans right here. These are a mix of air pressure and air speed. So this is gonna be the perfect case fan for us for exhausting air out. And with that, I know these work because I have these on 2 other PCs. So you know what? Let's get the case up here. Let's put them in. And I've already gotten ahead of myself. We also need to take the back off of this as well because I hear something rattling around in the back and I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you one thing, we're gonna find out. We do have a couple plastic pieces here. Unfortunately, I don't have a cameraman to show you these. We do want to get a cameraman though. So if you're living in the mountains of North Carolina and you want to do some camera work 2 or 3 times a week, give me a call. Love to hire you. Yeah, I figured we had some stuff back here moving around, doing its thing. So the first one is actually a magnetic dust protector for the top because that's going to be an exhaust. We don't really need this. That's just going to keep the dust in the case, which we don't want. Let's see, what do we have back here? We may go ahead and put all this back together, but in the meantime, we should have a few nice extra things here that could aid us down the road. So we need to figure out exactly what that is. Most all cases, at least that I've been able to find, will come with some kind of bag of accessories, something like that. Let's see, what do we get in here? We get a couple offsets, maybe? Something like that? Not 100% sure what that is, so we're just gonna leave that there for now. Silica gel. Silica gel is nice. What else do we get here? This is all going to be RGB headers, I think. Yeah, so we've got a Molex 2 fan header right here. We're not gonna be using this because we're not gonna be using a Molex connection, but it is nice to have. I have a couple of these from previous builds that I've done, so they're nice. I actually thought I was gonna have to use this for this build. Fortunately, we don't have to. These are going to be all of our connections for the top. We get a couple USBs. We also have a power button, headphone jack, which is going to be headphone and everything. So you just plug one set of headphones in. And then of course we have, I think, reset and power. So we've got all that in there. Let's just go ahead and push all that back in there. We don't need it right now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tie it down. Let's start with the top fans. We've got 2 of them, so let's go ahead and start with them. I want all of my cords going towards the back. So one thing we have to do is figure out, well, A, which way is back, and B, which way is in. I do believe that they go this way, so the air comes through there, which should be the correct way. So we want whatever way is pulling in air to be backwards, I believe. We'll go double check real quick. Again, I'm not a professional. You guys are just along for the ride. I was correct, yes. So the air, you wanna look at the fan like this, air is going to be going whoosh, straight through that. So whichever way we want to pull air from, which this is an exhaust fan, actually all of these are exhaust fans, so our fans will be pointing in to the case. So for us, we take a look in here, and I see we've got a couple extra places to hide some things. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up right through here and just double check and make sure that we can load in from the back. Now, I do highly recommend, if you can, to get case fans installed before your motherboard. I'm not saying you have to, but you are not gonna have fun if you have to do this and get through your motherboard at the same time. You're gonna have a bad time, bro. Just do it, man, just do it. All right, there's one fan through. I wanna see if I can go ahead and get both fans through, because this is gonna be non-fun if I can't. So let's go ahead and see if we can get the second fan to do the same thing through the same spot. Most cases will have these little access points and places where you could put, there we go, put stuff through. And for us, it was laid out almost perfectly, absolutely perfectly. So now all we have to do is get these into the top up here. We'll kind of pull through just a little bit. There we go. And these fans are gonna go on the top just like this. So, let me remember how to do this real quick. We'll get them lined up. Now, if you buy fans in a case or a pack, they should come with a bunch of little screws, as you can see down here. So we're going to take these and we're going to put them through the top of the case. We're gonna start with 1 or 2 on each fan to start with. And the reason we're only gonna start with 1 or 2 to start with is most of these have rubber in them. So you're gonna be screwing straight into rubber. And you really only wanna do this once. You don't wanna start screwing through there and messing up any kind of memory or anything like that with the rubber. Not saying you're gonna cause any issues, but it's easy just to kind of get these in place and then come back through and try and mess with it. Now that we've got a few of them on, let's go ahead and put the rest on. So what I'm doing is each one of these is going on just a little bit. So we're not going straight through, we're not going all gung-ho with our screwdriver here going all the way. I'm just making sure that we get 2 screws on the fans, and then we get all 4 screws on the fans. That way, if we need to move them, if we need to pull them this way or that way just a little bit, we could do that. We're not gonna run into any problems. And the last thing you wanna do is to run into a problem after you've already screwed something onto your computer, because you're gonna have a bad time. Don't do that. This allows us to take our time, to be patient, and that gives us a lot of leeway when it comes to getting all this done. Now, of course, we've just got the 2 fans here, so we're gonna pull them together, and now we're going to go ahead and screw them in the rest of the way. Nice and easy, there we go. We got 1. Don't go too much. These are very easy to strip, so you don't want to pull these too tight. You just want to get them enough to where they're on. They're gonna have rubber baffles on here, so you will be able to kind of squeeze it in just a little bit, but you don't want to go too far in with it, because then you're just gonna run into an issue. Another problem I've had with case fans, especially ones like this, is an issue with rattling. Yes, you can actually get a problem with rattling. Depends on the case, depends on the fans. I don't have any issues whatsoever with my Intel build, which was done with the same set of fans, actually, just a different case. However, my Ryzen build that I did about 2 years ago, it does have rattle. Same case as the Intel build, but different fans. So, there you go. Now, fans are installed, and they're not going anywhere. And the last one is going to be the exhaust fan on the back. So we're gonna have 3 120mm fans blowing in, and 3 exhausting. So we'll have neutral pressure, if anything. Obviously, you wanna go with positive pressure as much as possible. You don't wanna go with negative pressure, but if I had to pick one, it would be, yeah, that one. All right, so now we need to figure out how we're gonna get this in. Let's push this forward just a little bit. You might be able to see a little bit hole right there. That is where these fan cables are gonna go through. I think this is gonna be good, but we're gonna have to kind of maneuver this thing into place just a little bit in order to get these cables in there. Here's the thing, and I wanna make this real clear, and we've already said that I'm not a professional, so there you go. What I wanna show you is anybody can build a computer. Anybody can do this. It has been said that it is basically Legos for adults. And that's kind of what it is. Not completely Legos for adults. Don't get me wrong there, but it's kind of Legos for adults, right? So if you're worried that you're gonna mess something up, you probably won't. You're probably gonna be okay. If you're worried that you don't have the knowledge to build a computer, you do. You just have to learn it, that's all. It's very easy. There's definitely some things that I have learned. This is the 4th computer that I've built since October 2018. So there's a few things that I've learned, a few things that I've needed help with and that type of thing. I will tell you, your friends are great assets to have. My first computer that I built, I actually spoke to channel member Richard Dower. About to drop this. I actually spoke to channel member Richard Dower because I was a little bit worried, and there were some parts where I was just a little bit concerned about what would happen and what would work and everything, and he actually helped me out a lot. I bought a very insufficient power supply, and he kind of helped point me in the right direction. Now, here is one thing that I've never seen before. This, it's on a track. I don't actually know how I want to do this. Do we want to get all 3 close to each other? Do we want to bring that down a little bit? You know what? I think I'm just going to go all the way up with it. That way it's closest to the outside as possible. There's that. Bring this in here. Just a little bit more here. There's that. 3 and 4. One of the things about this rig as well, these fans actually have a wireless remote for the RGB. I will not be using that. I'm going to be using the motherboard to do all of the RGB because I want to be able to just go into the gigabyte thing and be done with that. Lastly, we just want to kind of gather these cords right here that we're going to be using. Again, we're not really doing much with this, at least for the rest of today, but I don't want these running around causing any problems or acting crazy. So I'm going to go ahead very lightly but firmly get these tied together and then just kind of bring that down. Now they're all together and they're not really gonna go crazy all over the place, anything like that. I am gonna go ahead and put sides and everything on here because I don't want a whole bunch of dust accumulating inside the case before we have a chance to do anything with it. Again, we could do these now, but I'm not gonna do any wiring yet until we get the motherboard in and the power supply. That way I know things are in the places that they're gonna be. And there you go, guys. That is gonna do it, at least for today. Make sure you check the channel because over the next week or so, we're gonna be showing you the process of building this computer. Now, hopefully, by the time you guys are seeing the next video, which should be releasing on Monday, by the way, so stay tuned for that. By then, this computer should be built and we should already be using it for the remainder of a bit of a week before you even see the last video. So I hope this is going to help you in some way, shape, or form. If you think it will, drop a like. If you're not sure, drop a like anyway. You know you like this video. Get subscribed to the channel if you are new. If you have any questions about this build so far, make sure you drop those in the comment section below because I will not be doing any recording until the next video is released. So when you see this video, at least the day it's released, there'll be no more work done on this computer yet. So stay tuned. All being said, hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Peace.